Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Yellow. Last time, we began our journey southwards here into the oceans of Route 19 on our way to the next town. And this time, we are going to be continuing that journey, because honestly, what else will we be doing at this point? So let's head right on down here, and we've got this big cluster of 4 trainers here, which is kind of crazy. This is why I ended last episode where I did, because we got 4 trainers right here, and a couple of them actually have quite a few Pokemon, so I figured it would be smart to just leave this entire event of battling all these trainers for the next episode, and that's what I did. Oh boy. We're really gonna do this again? Really? We're like 30 seconds into this episode. Seriously? This game sometimes, honestly. Oh wow, we actually broke out of confusion in one turn. That's not something that I see happen too terribly often, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Anyway, get our super effective hit, and down goes Goldeen, and Lapras gets level 23, which is awesome. Alright. And next up is Seeking, which is another very powerful fish Pokemon. It's kind of funny. Seeking, I get the impression, is at least decently popular among single-player playthroughs of Pokemon, but I don't think I've ever used it. Which is interesting to think about. It's kind of weird. Seeking's just one of those iconic water Pokemon, I feel like, but I've just never touched it. Like, I'll catch the Pokemon, I'll evolve it, and then I'll just throw it in the PC for the Pokedex data, and how could I miss? I mean, I know Razor Leaf has like 95% accuracy, but still. I can be salty about it missing if I want to be. Alrighty. Get our well-deserved critical there. Lapras gets a lot of experience. I really like it when I see Seeking out here on this route because it gives a lot of experience. Anyway, right here we have another beauty, and you probably noticed these beauties give a lot of money, which is really nice. I really wish the amulet coin existed in this game so we could get even more money, but honestly, we have over 200,000 Pokemon dollars, so I think we're probably okay for the foreseeable future. Odds are, once we get near the end of the game, I'm probably going to spend a lot of my money on healing items, just because at that point I might as well keep a good stock of them, and if I do happen to lose, when you lose in this game, you lose half of your money. So, quote-unquote, investing it into items is really smart, because once you buy items, you can't lose that money because you've spent it. So, definitely a good thing to keep in mind. Anyway, Venusaur gets to level 38, which is really nice. I'm hoping by the end of this route, Venusaur will be at level 40, and Lapras will be at level 26, I guess, is probably a good guess. And when I say this route, I mean actually both of the routes that are between here and the next town, because after this trainer, there's only 2 more trainers on this route specifically, but then there's another route with 9 more trainers afterwards, which we definitely want to keep in mind going forward here. Anyway, get a nice, well-placed critical right there, and up next is another Staryu. We're going to swap back into Lapras. I know it's tedious. Wow, that was a voice crack. I know it's tedious to switch back and forth, but honestly, the original Pokemon games don't really offer a much better option when you want to train one Pokemon specifically. And it's honestly going to be easier to do this now than to do it later, because later areas are going to have some really high-level Pokemon that maybe were not really qualified to one-shot. The nice thing about this route is I can just swap in Venusaur and one-shot everything, so it's really, really quite easy. So that's my motivation behind doing it now. Easy experience versus potentially more difficult experience. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap around here, and we have a third beauty, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why all these women are just out here swimming like so far from shore, and I also have to wonder, where do they keep their oodles and oodles of money that they give us when they lose? You know what, I'm not gonna question it. I feel like the anime already made that joke for me. Anyway, we have 5 Pokemon on this lady right here, which is kind of crazy. Luckily, Poliwag was not able to inflict hypnosis on me, which is good, because hypnosis is annoying, as evidenced by what happened near the end of last episode. Alright, got a Goldeen coming out next, so we're going to switch back into Lapras. Very nice. And I think we're going to switch back into Venusaur, because what else would we do in this situation? I mean, let's be honest. And there's that Peck attack, and that did not do a lot of damage. I'm actually kind of impressed with how little damage that did, but I mean, I am not going to complain. You're not going to see me complaining anywhere in this video about attacks doing less damage to me than I expect. Anyway, Lapras gets level 24 right there, and now we have Seeking, which is real cool because Seeking gives a lot of experience, as evidenced by the last one we fought. So I think we're going to send in Lapras, switch into Venusaur, and hopefully one-shot it with Razor Leaf without any problems. Alright, how much is a Peck from a Seeking going to do? Still not a lot. I'm actually legitimately impressed by how little that's doing. Like, I know I'm 11 levels higher than it, but still. I would have thought it would do at least a little bit more. Oh well, as I said, I'm not going to complain. I'm just definitely confused by how the math is working out on the internals of the game here. It's probably because Peck is not a stab move on Goldeen, because Peck is a flying move, and Goldeen and Seeking are purely water Pokemon, so that's probably part of it. Alright. Back in comes Venusaur. Wow, critical hit, and it still doesn't do too terribly much. And one more Razor Leaf should bring it down, and I think this lady's last Pokemon is another Poliwag, so let's cross our fingers we don't get trolled with Hypnosis again. Because that was honestly pretty embarrassing. Alright, gonna send Lapras back in. Level 24 already. That's kind of crazy considering when we got it, it was level 15. I know I complained about this before, but I still just don't get why on earth they give you a Lapras that late in the game, and it's only level 15. I'm pretty sure in Fire Red and Leaf Green they boosted it to 20 or 25, and I really wish they wouldn't have had to do that. I wish it just would have been 20, 25-ish by default at that point in the game, because, oh boy, we're doing this again, because there is no way you would get to that point in the game and a level 15 Pokemon would have been viable immediately. Like, the thing basically requires grinding. Alright, can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Can we not do this right now? Ugh. Man, I'm so glad I decided to carry around the Pokeflute with me, because I cannot imagine how frustrating this would be if you would wait like 4 turns, then wake up, then get put to sleep immediately. Hey. Oh my god. Are you guys seeing this right now? This is stupid. Why is this game so mean to me sometimes? I mean, I know I said I didn't like it as much as other Pokemon games, but that doesn't mean it has to be so cruel. I jinxed it. I know I jinxed it, but still. Yeah. Anyway, down goes Poliwag finally. Get a little more experience, and we defeated yet another beauty, and we get a lot more money. Woohoo! And now we have this guy. These waters are treacherous. I know, right? They're full of women. I find it really funny how this one random swimmer dude is out here with all of these beauties. Like, I feel like the game is trying to tell us something by doing that, but maybe that's just me reading way too much into the developer's intentions. Alright. Anyway, hopefully Venusaur's additional level is going to allow it to more reliably one-shot Tentacool, because I'm pretty sure last episode there was a Tentacool that we actually failed to one-shot. Although, I wasn't paying attention as to whether or not we got a critical on that attack, so maybe that's what happened. Anyway, switching into Lapras again. Tedious, I know, but it's a necessary evil because Lapras came to us so underleveled. And I really don't want to spend those rare candies yet. Anyway, gonna take a Poison Sting to the face, and I think Poison Sting is also affected by that same glitch of the sound effect that's made, because I'm pretty sure Poison is super effective on grass and not very effective on Poison. But since Poison is Venusaur's second type, the game makes the not very effective sound effects, even though it's supposed to be normal sound effects. Glitches are a fun, fickle little thing. It's kind of crazy to think that how this whole channel started with a daily motion video, actually, that I made way back in, like, June of 2012, about glitches in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, and an editor from Bulbapedia actually asked me to upload it onto YouTube so they could embed it on their website, because their website would only work with YouTube videos. And as far as I know, that video is still there on the general page for glitches in Generation 5, and it's really just kind of crazy to think how the only reason this YouTube channel really exists is because a Bulbapedia editor asked me to make it, in essence. That's a fun little history lesson for you. I cannot believe that was almost 5 years ago. Like, that's bonkers. Also, ooh, that was a weird little screen effect. Alrighty. But yeah, this channel turns 5 years old on, I believe, July 22nd, 2017. Which is really crazy. I didn't think I'd make it all the way to my 7th Let's Play. And it's funny, because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but the only reason I ever made the Liquid Crystal LP was because it was a few days before my high school graduation, and I really did not want to practice my graduation speech, so I recorded Let's Play videos instead, and that's how it happened. Anyway, Lapras gets to level 25 and wants to learn Body Slam, which is a really powerful normal type move. I believe it is also capable of inflicting paralysis, so I think we're going to get rid of Growl for that one. Alright, Lapras is getting a little more usable by the battle here, which is really, really sweet. Also, Tentacruel, that's an interesting one. I don't have faith in Venusaur being capable of knocking this thing out in one shot, so I think I'm going to switch in Pikachu and use Thunderbolt on this one. Just because I feel like if we were to use Razor Leaf on this thing, that Poison type would prevent us from one-shotting it, but Thunderbolt is definitely taking this sucker out in one shot. There we go. Very good. A little more experience for that, and I believe that was the last trainer on Route 19, which means we are now free to move on to Route 20, which is right here, this way. Now, there are trainers, yes, there are more trainers on this route, so we're just gonna keep on chugging here. The water is shallow here, very interesting. It's funny, he's not just making that up. In Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I believe to a lesser extent Fire and Leaf Green, there are actually portions of this route that are little sand beaches, which I think is a really neat little detail. And another really cool detail about it is that there's more sandy areas in Heart Gold and Soul Silver than there are in Fire and Leaf Green. That's gonna hurt, or not. Okay. And that's probably due to the volcanic eruption that happens in that game, because more volcanic ash and stuff fell into the route, and therefore more of the route was land in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I think is an awesome detail. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are just really, really great games in general. The only real complaint I have with Heart Gold and Soul Silver is that they rewrote a whole bunch of dialogue. Like, I know that the Nintendo DS could display more dialogue on the screen, but a lot of what I found enjoyable when going back to play Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and ow, that one hurt, was just all the dialogue that's just iconic in a way, and a lot of it was just changed in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Specifically, I believe every single sign with the city slogan on it was completely changed in at least the localization. I think in the Japanese version it might have been untouched, but in the localization they rewrote all of it, which I found really quite disappointing. He's asking me, you're riding a Pokemon, can't you swim? I mean, I can swim, it's riding a bike I can't do. Alright. Got a Horsey coming out right here. Lapras is 25 and this Horsey is 28, so we're actually on a pretty good level with these guys. Also, I'm looking at this list of trainers right here, and it's looking like the levels on this route are pretty similar to the levels on Route 19. All the Pokemon on this route seem to be level 30, 31-ish, except for this guy who trains level 28s, and a couple of trainers that have a single level 35. Which is fair. I mean, if they want to balance 4 level 28s to 1 level 35, I feel like it's roughly an equal exchange. About. Alrighty. Anyway, we have another Horsey right here. Just going to switch out to Pikachu again because Venusaur has unfortunately been knocked unconscious. And ooh, that weird screen effect again. Alrighty. Luckily, Thunderbolt still makes contact, which is awesome. And down it goes. Get a little bit more experience for that, and next up we have Seadra, which I believe is a Pokemon we haven't seen yet. Seadra is a Pokemon I really like, partially because it evolves into Kingdra, which I believe is one of only 2 water dragon Pokemon in the entire franchise. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody from Generation 7, but I'm pretty sure it's one of 2 water dragon Pokemon. Unfortunately, neither Kingdra nor that other Pokemon exist in Generation 1. So for now, Seadra is just a plain and simple boring water type. And Lapras gets to level 26, which is really nice. In fact, we might even be able to get Lapras up to like 27 or 28 by the end of this route, which is going to be really nice if we can do that. Alright. Unfortunately, even though it is approaching level parity with the other Pokemon in this route, it just doesn't have a type advantage, so I can't really use it to battle on its own on this route, because it just doesn't have the type advantage that it would need to do well. However, the next couple of gyms, it might have some more instances to be useful. Ouch, torpedoed. Oh man, I love the dialogue in this game. Anyway, I think with that, this episode is getting a little bit long, so I think we're going to end things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Yellow, we made our way ever further out here into the ocean on our way to the next town. And next time on Pokemon Yellow, hopefully we will actually make it all the way there. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
アズマ王金魚ポケモン高さ 1.3 メートル重さ 39.0kg 角がドリルのように尖っていて岩肌を角でくり抜き自分の巣を作っている